Right, here's a good question that tests your abilities to transform a graph. So they give you a graph here, whoops, they give you a graph here, and they want you to transform it over to there based on this right there. So we have to take a look at that. They don't tell us what the function is, so it's not a quadratic or absolute value or anything. They just say it's some kind of a function, f of x plus 1. Okay, so in comparing that to the general transformation kind of function, which looks like this, I can tell what these values are up here. So A is -2, and it looks like C is 1 or a -1. We'll look at that in a second. But it looks like there's two transformations happening to this graph. There's no B, nor is there a D value. It's just A and C. So what I can do is I can take a look at what the effects of that -2 are and what the effects of that C value are in changing the graph. Now, each one of these things, this one or this one, affects either an X or Y value. And as we've seen before, A, it is the vertical stretch or the vertical squish or a rotation, right? Or a reflection on the x-axis. And then C is a left or a right movement. Okay, so what I can do is I can take each of the points that are there. So there's a point -4, 0. That's that point right there. And what I can do is I can use these things here, or the -2 and this 1, I can use those to transform that point. Because all they're doing, the C value, it's affecting the X values, either going right or left. And the A value is affecting the Y values going this way and this way. Well, here's an X value and there's a Y value. So I can adjust those based on what the transformations are. So let's first start with the one in brackets. So that +1 tells me the graph is going to move to the left 1 unit, right? So what I need to do is I need to transform the X value so it goes left 1. So if I'm at -4, if I go left 1, I'll be right there, which will be -5, 0. So that's transforming the graph left by 1. Then I can also do the second transformation. I'll do it in blue, this one. That tells me to multiply all the Y values by a -2. So if I'm multiplying Y by -2, here's the Y value. 0 times the -2 is still 0. And so that one will stay at 0. So the point will be -5 and 0, so it won't change. So on my new graph, the point -5, 0 has been transformed from that point there. Okay? Let's try another point. So let's try that point right up there. So that point is -3 and 2. That's the point. -3 and 2. That's the coordinates of that point right there. So I need to move left 1. So to move left 1, I'm at -3. If I go left 1, I'll be at -4. So if I just transform the X part, I have -4 and 2. And now let's transform the Y part. And to do that, I multiply all the Y values by -2. So 2 times -2 is -4. So this point then, the Y value would be -4, and in this case, the X value is also -4. Okay, so that is my new transform point. -4, -4, there's a point right there. Okay, so, and I could draw a line between those. There we go. Let's try one more point. We'll do this one in black. So this point right up there is -2 and 2. So -2 and 2. See if you can I'll pause the video and see if you can do these two and see if you come up right. Okay, so if I move left 1, I'm at -2, so I'd be at -3 and 2. And then if I take and I multiply the Y value by a -2, here's the Y value. 2 times -2, again, is -4. and that x value just sort of carries on. So my new transform point is minus 3, minus 4. Minus 3, minus 4 points right there, close to there. Okay? So I can draw a line in between. If I want, I can do the next point too. Let's do the next one in red. So that's, oh, I'll get a different color. Let's go brown. Okay, so the next point is this one right there, and that point is 0, 0. So let's go left by 1. So if I'm at 0, if I go left 1, it'd be a negative 1 and 0. And then multiply the y value by negative 2. 0 times negative 2 is still 0. So my point is negative 1 and 0. Negative 1, 0. There's my point. I can draw a line. Okay? And then I would just keep going, and I would do those last 2 points and draw the thing. They probably come up a bit and come down, something like that. But do the other 2 points, and then you'll have transformed that graph. Okay, hopefully that helps you. Now, on the test, when you get a question like this one, getting all of these points, that's an important part of it. But another important part is telling me what those transformations are. So if you include those, that's going to give you some points. All right, hopefully that helps.